So, you got a shoulder injury. Pain in the shoulder, really, it's no good for practice, is it? What you need to do, and it's a simple instruction, is keep the shoulders in their joints. And what you may have been doing is allowing them, or not by any fault of your own, pulling them back, and that incurs pain in the shoulder through overuse of ligaments and joints rather than use of your serratus muscle. So imagine you've got a belt around the elbows, you're just going to squeeze that belt apart, or pressing on against someone's hands outwards, and you feel the serratus muscle, the rhomboid, the muscles of your back. Now if you turn your shoulders outwards and then you just pull them apart, all you feel is this here, and this is not where you want to hold your arm from. You want to imagine you're holding your hand from your back. So even in the sun salutation, for example, that's a good point to find it. Imagine you're carrying something on the hand and you're just lifting the hand rather than lifting the shoulder. So instead of lifting the hand from the shoulder, you start to carry the hand, and a lot of it's about the way you use your language. Carrying the hand from the armpit, as it were, or carrying a coin on the hand, right? And even if you've then got a shoulder injury, you can use different muscles and you can actually get around the injury because you're no longer using the deltoids and the rotator cuff area. So one way to do this is to put yourself in a headstand, in fact, and you can try this. I'm not going to show you it now, but you can try it at home. Put yourself in a headstand, and that seems to engage these muscles of the back rather than maximizing your shoulder blade, your shoulder issue, and the deltoid muscle. So a lot of it's about using the hands, as I said, from a different angle, from a different position. So you don't just think the hand is your bicep and the hand is your shoulder. The hand is connected to many muscles in the back. So you can find a way around it even if you have incurred shoulder injury. The second thing is the pulling across. You've got to constantly have this pulling across feeling, whatever you're doing, and that will allow you also to engage your serratus muscle or your side body muscles and take it out of the shoulder, specifically for the jump through, jump back. This cross pull, as I've explained in another video, is fundamental. The pulling of the mat apart is fundamental for your kind of core strength. Now, the other thing that you might be doing not as efficiently as you could is chaturanga. So let's briefly look at chaturanga. And again, maybe do something more comprehensive on chaturanga at some point. But today let's just cue a few fundamentals of your chaturanga. Now, first of all, I would always advise you come into chaturanga from the hollow body position, which is a rounded back and that pulling apart again, a cross pull across your shoulder blade. So I've got this hollow body position and I'm cueing myself by pulling the hands apart. And what you want to do is come down, keeping the shoulder blades apart like this, rather than pulling them together. So when you see this in chaturanga, you know that all you've got is the shoulder itself, and you're not holding yourself on the back muscles. So what you want is to come down slowly, trying to keep the shoulder blades apart, so you're not allowing them to come together. And a lot of that is in the use of the feet, the heels pushing back. And that's not often said, is that the chaturanga is 4-limb staff posture, and 2 of those limbs are the legs. Push back the heels, use your legs, or squeeze a belt between the thighs. That really helps. Secondly, it's your shoulder position, isn't it? So if you find, as I demonstrated, in the first one, you're sticking the bum up and your shoulder blades are coming together, then simply use the knees to come down so your shoulder goes no lower than your elbow. And that's what I wanted to say, is in the first scenario, the shoulder has gone way lower than the elbow, and that pulls on the shoulder. Now you want to imagine that you've got 2 eyes at the shoulder, and they're looking straight forward. So if you need to use your knees, and I'll show you on the knees first of all, the shoulder comes no lower than the elbow, looking forward at the shoulder, instead of looking down. Or you could think you've got a spotlight at the chest and you're shining that spotlight forward. And you're kind of tracking the shoulder over the fingertips. So you start, again, everyone will be slightly different as to where exactly the hand and the shoulder go. But if you imagine you're tracking the shoulder over the fingertips, so like an elevator, you're coming straight down with the shoulder over the fingertip and looking forward. Really you want to keep the shoulders as back and down as possible, as far back as possible. You see my shoulder has come no lower than my elbow, and I'm looking forward with the eyes of the shoulder. But ultimately, if you're more advanced, even though the shoulder has come no lower than the elbow, the body has come lower than both. So you don't really want to just freeze at the point of the shoulder and the elbow, which you see all too often, where with the best intentions, teachers have said, don't come down too low, don't come down low with the shoulder. So you see this freezing here, and it stops the shoulder blade lengthening, which is really beneficial when you can come down quite deeply and push back through your legs. The chest is almost on the floor if you're more advanced. And it is true, the shoulder doesn't come down lower than the elbow, but because the shoulder blades have been activated and the legs are pushing back, you can slide back through the heels and get that lovely stretch of your shoulder blades pushing back. So, a lot of it is in the chaturanga, and partly is in how you carry your hands or use your arms. Are you connecting the hands to your back muscles, or are you thinking that the hand is simply just connected to your shoulder? Let me know what you think as always. Leave a comment, leave a question if you have one, and don't forget to subscribe, like, or hit the notification bell to receive instant updates on your YouTube feed. I'll see you again soon.